Welcome to the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic with live streaming coverage brought to you by TravelMedford.org. Today's event is produced by Table Rock Sports in partnership with Travel Medford, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission, and Southern Oregon University. I'm Jeff Smith. I'm joined by Abby Lewis from the SOU softball team and Joseph Brett on camera for Game 3 of our first day of the tournament. And this game features Alaska Krush versus Foothill Gold in Pool F. And we're just underway, a 1-2 count on the leadoff hitter for Alaska Krush.
Now, I'm not going to lie, when I saw that this Alaska team was on our field, I was so excited. They've traveled from so far.
And the first out is made at first base. Foothill Gold out of Cameron Park, California. We had a Cameron Park team with the same name, different team
yes.
in the first game here on Field 3. And we're coming to you from U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, Oregon. And our next hitter, as we await our lineups, believe that's going to be number 28, Alexia Jorgensen. But we will have our lineups brought down shortly. Pitcher for Foothill Gold. Well, we'll get you that in a minute too, because we don't have 27 on my roster, so we'll get those things squared away. We're just underway here in the first. The rain is gone, but the wind has picked up.
Yeah.
This is great. It's like the middle of summer.
And now 2 outs. Cameraman Joseph Brett making a pretty good observation I hadn't picked up on. The Alaska team all in short sleeves. This is balmy weather for them. And their first hit of the game, a 2-out single. And again, we're waiting on lineups, so we'll get those names to you, get everybody.
Yeah, we've got some other SOU softball players behind the home plate area. They're doing the official scorekeeping and scoreboard for the tournament as well.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Abby here is from the SOU softball team, and her whole team is out here helping out this weekend. You guys had camps yesterday that you helped out with, isn't that right?
Yeah, it was a huge camp. We had literally as many girls as we could take from all, 32 teams that are here with the COVID restrictions on numbers and everything, but I think we had 220 girls that were out here yesterday between all 3 sessions, so it was awesome to see all these girls ranging from, I think in the beginning session we had some pitchers that were 26s. That means they're 13 or 14 years old.
Wow.
Already out here. Yeah,
it's quite a range out here of the girls, and should be a really good weekend. This is your day 2 for you,
yes.
day 1 for us, but one more day to go tomorrow. The bracket part of the tournament will be tomorrow, as we are in our 3rd game of pool play today. 2 more games to go after this one. And with the strikeout there, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna guess on the names. Unfortunately, the Alaska Krush numbers are a little tough for me to pick up from here. And as soon as we get our lineups, we'll get you aware of everybody that's out there. The dark blue numbers and on white jerseys for Foothill Gold are a lot easier for me to pick up. But we'll have that in just a bit here. We've got play going on how many fields out here today? I think 8 fields.
All 8 are in action, all from 8 a.m. this morning to 8 p.m. tonight. So we've got all kinds of softball. Like I said, 32 teams. That's a lot to schedule. So, and I'm sure with everything going on, everybody's just so excited to be out on the field. So it's some awesome softball out here.
And, of course, we're covering 4 different fields today and tomorrow here on Table Rock Sports. These broadcasts, once again, brought to you by TravelMedford.org, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission, and Southern Oregon University. So Alaska Krush out there getting their warm-ups here as we get closer here to the bottom half of the first.
So it seems like this Foothill Gold team is their technical 2023 team, which if I'm not mistaken is about a sophomore.
Yeah, that would be.
These are their younger team. Like we said, had their older 2022s earlier this morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah, in fact, this team is made up of all sophomores but one player. Ava Doyle is a freshman. Everyone else on this Foothill Gold team are sophomores.
See, I got this bias going on from my hometown, but also Alaska is so cool. So we'll see if it takes this home today. It'll be so fun to watch.
Well, on this Alaska Krush team, because there's only the one Alaska team here, they've got a whole range of players from all different grade levels. So bottom of the first ready to get underway. And leading off is Maddie Stevens out of Casa Roble. And she will be graduating in 2023. Takes a pitch and the count goes even, 1-1. Yeah, with the scheduling the way that it is, and nice pick of the line drive by the pitcher. That's Rosemary Unger on the mound for Alaska Krush, and good reaction to pick that one out of the air. But because the broadcasting's on only 4 fields, they're trying to move teams around, get everybody onto broadcast. But we will have 2 teams today that we'll see twice, so that'll make it easier for the call, but
And I love to see this pitcher slapper duo and dynamic here of working that outside corner, and slappers love to take that outside pitch into that 5-6 hole, but it's that fine line of being too outside And well, I guess it's new to, as of my sophomore year, I'm a senior now, but that slapper rule to where a foot cannot get outside of the chalk line.
Oh, hard drive past the bag at third. That's going to go into the corner, and that'll get out of play. And unfortunately for the hitter, and again, our roster numbers don't match up. So as soon as we get the score sheet, we can do a little better job here for you. But that would have been a triple easily, maybe an in the Parker, except that there's no fencing in those corners, and so a ground rule double instead. And I do apologize. I do not have. Well, here we go. 54, Gracie Carpenter. So with the double, Gracie Carpenter out of Folsom High School, and she will be a 2023 graduate.
Yeah, and like I said, that lefty outside pitch is just so hard to read. That 5-6 hole right down the line, that was perfectly placed and executed. Now we have a quick runner on second with one out, and the meat of the order is on its way up. So this will be a good rest of the inning.
Took something off that, but adjusting and driving it, gone, home run. That was crushed. She took a little off of that pitch, and the batter was not fooled. Number 17 with the home run. That is Jenna Joyce out of Ponderosa High School, and she is going to be a 2023 grad. So pretty big bat for a fairly young girl out here.
Absolutely. And that right there is that slapper power hitter duo of just knowing their roles and doing exactly what they need to do. You get that punch to get base runners on the base paths, and then you have that big bat right behind her to score those runs right where they matter. It's awesome to see that lineup work out perfectly.
So our next hitter will be Isra Rauf. Isra is out of Folsom High School, another 2023 grad. Class of 2023, I should say. Yeah, she takes a strike. So bottom half of the first, and Foothill Gold jumps out to the 2-0 lead on the home run to left center field. You know, with all the technology today, you've got these camera setups where they can get the trajectory and the exit speed and all of that stuff. And I tell you, that ball I think was still going up when it left the park. that ball would have carried out a little bit farther. Didn't clear the fence by a ton, but it was still going when it crossed the fence.
Yeah, and those are the kind of things that at the camp yesterday for our pitching session, I don't know if this is new to the world or just new to me, but we have these kinetic balls, and they are Bluetooth and connect to your phone, so that when a pitcher pitches, you can not only know what speed, but you can also get a spin rate for what their spin for each of their pitches are. And it's like absolutely amazing, and we were trying to figure all those out, but this game of softball is only getting more and more technological advance. It's so cool to see.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is. So Ralph down on strikes. And our next hitter is a lefty, so I can't see her number.
Well, you know those lefties. They're a pain.
Swings and fouls one off. I believe that's 22. That would be Madeline Spencer out of El Camino High School. So you, like me, grew up in California, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in the Sacramento, a little bit of South Sac area of Lodi High School, if anybody has ever heard of Lodi.
Oh, yeah.
There's a song. I was like in 12U softball, and I was talking to an umpire, and he was like, oh, you know the song? And I was like, no. I went home and I Googled it, and I had to know, because I was like, if this is my hometown, I better know if there's a song about it.
Well,
so.
Sadly, I'm old enough to know the song. Yeah, I grew up a little west of you with another strikeout. So good job battling back by the pitcher there to get out of the inning with back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, I grew up in the wine country area, so I was a little west of you. So after one inning of play, Foothill Gold out to the 2-0 lead. And we'll take a quick break and be back with more USA softball action. Today's action is sponsored by TravelMedford.org in the heart of beautiful Southern Oregon, where outdoor adventures abound. Crater Lake, the Rogue River, Mount Ashland, and miles of hiking and biking trails are just the start. You can learn more at TravelMedford.org. Top half of the second, and at the plate for Alaska Krush, number 27, and that is Rosemary Unger, the Krush pitcher. 1-1 count. Takes a pitch up high, 2-1.
That was a great spot right there.
Yeah, that put it right where she wanted it and got the count full now, 3-2. And pitcher versus pitcher, and the strikeout is recorded. Michaela Smith is our pitcher for Foothill Gold. And for Alaska Krush, our next hitter, that's going to be number 8, Emily Ogilvie Fiaco. She's out of West Anchorage High School. She will graduate this year, well, this school year, 2021. I've lost track of what month it is, what year it is.
I know, it's all the same.
when everything shut down back,
In March.
guess that would have been, March, early March.
Yeah.
It's felt like summer started in March, and it's just been summer ever since then.
Yeah,
so
now it's like somebody's like, hey, it's October. And I'm like, what? It's almost Halloween?
Yeah, and who knows what Halloween's going to look like this year.
Yeah. Well, downtown Ashland is super sad. We don't have our cool little parade with all the kiddos in their costumes and all of that. So we're all just going to have little house gatherings within the COVID recommendations, of course.
COVID-restricted house
Yes,
gatherings.
yes.
Yeah.
COVID safe, of course.
Or at least that's our story.
Yes.
We're sticking to it.
Winking.
COVID's been a funny thing down here in Southern Oregon. If you're listening from far away, it's just lingered and lingered. It's never really gotten really bad. Nice routine catch out there in center field made by number 54, Gracie Carpenter.
I'll have Mike come around. Do you want me to have him take an order and bring something to you? Okay. You too? All right.
And our next hitter is going to be number 3, and that is Esperanza Lukandowski. I hope I'm getting that right. Esperanza's out of East Anchorage High School. She will graduate this year, 2021.
Yeah, all these Alaskan Krush last names are so fun. They're hard to pronounce, but they're so fun. Yeah, it looks like they're all from the same city, same state, but there's a couple different high schools, which is also pretty interesting. Looking to get some momentum going. We got 2 outs, possibly a 2-out rally.
Yeah, they're out of Anchorage, Alaska, but if I'm not mistaken, that is Alaska's biggest city. So
see, I am geographically challenged.
Oh well, I am too. I'm guessing a little. There's probably a few people watching right now that are
like
watching their daughters play right now, going, that doesn't know what he's talking about.
If she's in college, yikes. If it helps, I want to be a math teacher, so that'll not geography. I'm also just very directionally lost. Like, if I never get to drive places because I'm the friend that always gets lost. So.
About the most I know about Alaska, I have a friend that owns a coffee shop in Seward.
Ooh.
And used to be a seasonal coffee shop. They would be closed now, but now she's opening year-round. So
nice. Yeah, coffee has been probably what's been holding this crew out here together with the weather that has been happening. So
I'm drinking mine cold because it's been in my truck since I got here at 10 minutes to 7. So, another strikeout. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Foothill Gold behind the great pitching there. And so we'll head to the bottom half of the second. And Foothill Gold will be coming up looking to add to their 2-0 lead.
Everyday heroes live life full circle. Fill up and use your enrolled kickback card so you save 16 cents a gallon at the pumps. Get what you need when you need it. And remember, we reward all heroes with kickback cards at My Circle K. And if a call goes out for another heroic appearance, no problem. We have that one covered too, with our state-of-the-art car wash systems. Be the hero you were meant to be. Heroes living life full circle.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Bottom half of the second. Pitcher for Alaska Krush, Rosemary Unger, and the batter for Foothill Gold. Sorry, the wind trying to blow things away here from me. Foothill Gold batter, I believe, is their leadoff hitter Maddie Stevens. No, that can't be right. Can't be back to the leadoff hitter here in the second already. I'll have to double check that one. Too many left-handed hitters, Abby.
I know. We're all just so great.
There we go. I was only getting half the number. That's why I was confused there. That was number 98 for Foothill Gold, Whitney Montoya out of Ponderosa High School. She will graduate in 2023. And the next hitter will be number 13, Alessandra Ramirez, Lincoln High School. Not sure which is harder to deal with over here, the rain or the wind.
Well, I'm dry, so I'll take the wind any day. Being wet is just not fun.
Well, that was my biggest worry, was both. I thought maybe this morning that was going to be the case.
Oh, you get some slanted rain and windy rain. That's where you really...
Runner goes, throw down. Throw was in time, but unable to get the tag on over there at second.
And so you see that decoy little fake bunt that dragged back to hold that catcher back. That was like the go-to and in competitive, and we've worked on, we literally have a station sometimes just working on fake hitting just to like really hold that catcher back. As you get catchers that are just unfazed by that, you got to kind of mix it up. Putting down the real bunt now, getting the out at 1.
Runner will advance over to third. What was that you had?
The chicken, right?
I'll have that. Our next hitter, Michaela Smith, number 27, El Camino High School. Michaela, the opposing pitcher. So another pitcher versus pitcher matchup. And Michaela looked like that last half inning, she was in command out there in the circle. She really looked comfortable out there. Probably happy to get a dry ball.
Yeah. I'm not sure what their schedule was this morning, but if they're playing this morning, I'm sure that's what she was thinking.
Yeah, this morning's first game, that's got to be the toughest start. It's pouring rain when you get here. It's dark when they got here.
Oh, yeah.
They're out here warming up, and it's got to be mentally, you got to be tough to fight your way through that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they're all glad to see a little bit of sun peeking out, even with the wind. Softball in the rain can't be the most fun.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I mean, you walk around the ballpark, and the 2 seconds that it was like sunny, you have like everybody drying out their layers and just spreading it out to dry them out.
Takes a strike. Boy, we're getting the long call at umpire with the really slow hand signal. Had me fooled. I thought that maybe it was just below the knees, but the strike gets the strike call. Perfectly placed pitch. Oh, nice over-the-shoulder play by the second baseman, but the run will get home. And Foothill Gold will add a run to their lead now, 3-0. But good play out at second. Just no way you're going to get that runner tagging when you're running away from the play, making that over-the-shoulder catch.
Yeah, and her footwork was actually great. I think she got that ball out of her glove probably as fast as she probably could have.
Yeah, she did a really nice job. Trying to see who that is so I can put a name behind that. That would be Decker out there at second base. Carson Decker out of South Anchorage High School. She will graduate this school year, 2021.
Well, and then also props to that base runner, because that's kind of that tweener kind of ball, and you're not sure if you need to tag or not. tagging just in case, knowing that there's only one out and that she doesn't really need to push it, allowing her to tag up and score and beat that throw.
Yeah, and I think the fact that she was going away from the play is what gave her the confidence to tag on that.
Yeah.
And she just did get home. Our next batter, number 12, is Madison Rivas. Drives one to center, and the play is made in center field. Center fielder, if I can find her here, Gracie Carpenter out in center makes the play. And we will head to the bottom, top three. So we finished 2 now. I've already lost track. We head to the third when we come back. Along with great softball action, the Rogue Valley is home to the world's best cheese. Rogue Creamery's Rogue River Blue won that title in 2019's World Cheese Awards. Southern Oregon also features award-winning wineries and restaurants. You can learn more at travelmedford.org. Michaela Smith back on the bump, or no bump since it's not baseball.
There's a rubber there. You can call that a bump.
Back in the circle, and she gets the first out with a ground out. Tell you who that batter was. That was Decker, the hitter that was retired at first, and now coming to the plate for Alaska Krush, number 2, Lauren Parsons. Drops one foul.
Yeah, I will note for those slappers, the biggest difference on playing on dirt and turf is how bouncy that infield is. And if you've ever seen a slapper slap that ball right into the turf, it is so bouncy that third baseman or shortstop literally just has to wait for the gravity to kick in to bring that ball down. And as long as that ball is in the air after that first hop, that slapper is like already at first. So the awesome strategy that you can see from her.
And that one popped up
to the ground, but using that ground as a slapper, I think, is so essential to beating that defense on turf, especially.
Yeah, I've seen teams that do that really well, and when you're playing on a dirt field, as you get deeper in the game, the infield dirt gets worse and worse, and it allows you to you're almost bunting with that slap play because the dirt just kills the ball, and out here that isn't going to happen.
Yeah, and on those hard dirt fields, you can bounce it too. It's just a hard concrete kind of dirt sometimes. That's
a big difference with the dirt fields, is some of them can be really hard and some of them are really soft, and so you got to kind of adjust to what your playing conditions are.
Yeah, so if you ever see a slapper walking around the dirt, now you know what she's looking for.
Our next batter is Alexis Keaveney, South Anchorage High School. She will be graduating in 2023. Alaska Krush trailing 3-0. Trying to get a rally going here with a couple of outs. But so far, the difference in this one has been the pitching for Foothill Gold. Michaela Smith has really looked in command out there. Both pitchers have looked pretty good, but she's just really bearing down and getting these batters out. Takes a pitch just below the knees. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Alaska Krush at the plate. Foothill Gold in the field. That one off the handle. Strike 3 called, and 1-2-3 frame for Foothill Gold. We head to the bottom of the third.
I was talking to Bill.
Yeah,
Bill and Sherry got a guy.
they do? How did they get a guy?
Everything happened online, including financing. And their guy even delivered their new car to their home.
Maybe we should get a guy.
I thought you might say that. Honey, meet Kyle.
Find your guy during the Ram Power Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
Introducing Unlimited with Payback, only from U.S. Cellular. The only unlimited plan that pays you back for data you don't use. So, quit flushing money down the toilet with Verizon. Get Unlimited with Payback, and you can save up to $240 per year on a single line versus Verizon.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza.
Bottom of the third, and Foothill Gold at the plate, and a quick out to start things off here in the bottom half of the third. Retired on that play, I believe, was Maddie Welsh. Maddie Welsh, from Center High School. She will graduate in 2023. And now we go back to the top of the order. And another Maddie Stevens. Maddie Stevens out of Casa Roble High School. 2023 grad. Fly ball to center. And the catch made by number 3, Esperanza Lukandowski out of East Anchorage High School. And the next hitter will be number 54, Gracie Carpenter. Out of Folsom High School. Another future 2023 grad.
We've had a couple quiet half innings here, so we're really seeing these pitchers diving into their pitches and finding what works best for them and adjusting to the turf mound and the turf or the rubber there, and just seeing these girls just dial into finding what pitch that is their go-to, and we're seeing a lot.
Maybe I lost. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Lost our picture there. Well, we had sound, but lost sound here in the booth. But we're back up and going. Do apologize for that. 2-2 count with 2 outs. 3-0. Foothill Gold with the lead. And a line drive grabbed at second to end the inning. And that'll do it for Foothill Gold here in the third. We head to the top of the fourth. Foothill Gold leading Alaska Krush 3-0. Top half of the fourth, and Alaska Krush at the plate. They trail 3-0. And if I believe that's Esperanza Lukandowski at the plate, if I'm reading that number properly. No, maybe not. Maybe that's... Well, we'll see. Those numbers are just too small for my old eyes.
Oh, okay.
I've even got my good glasses on, and I still can't read those gold numbers.
Well, I was just thinking, I was like, I think that there should be like a course in broadcasting school. There you go. Number 9.
Number 9, I'm way off then. Yeah, well.
There should be a class in broadcasting of good eye vision and how to read names, pronunciation rules for last names. Because what you learn in grammar school just doesn't cut it.
No. Well, number 9 coming off the bench was Maylee Mole. And our next hitter.
We might need to zoom in on that one as well.
No, I see. That's 13, I believe, which is Brenna Flannery. So Alaska Krush already bringing some girls off the bench here.
Oh, see, you're complaining about your eyes, but my eyes couldn't even see that from here.
Well, the ponytail's it makes it hard.
Yeah.
That's always the problem with girls' sports, no matter what sport it is. Those ponytails always blocking the numbers.
Well, speaking from personal experience, you got the long hair to compensate for the helmet hair. So the helmet hair you just can't avoid, but you can make a ponytail or a braid that's coming out of the helmet look really nice. There's always that want and desire to cut your hair, and then you're like, but softball. So you gotta have the long softball ponytail. Comes with the nature.
Now, do you have one of those helmets with the cutout?
Oh, absolutely not. Like the hats? Yeah, no.
What'd you break now, Boom? Oh, yeah, I was going to bring some sandbags and I forgot.
I wasn't worried about it flying away this morning. I was worried about getting drenched.
We got a full count here. Looking to get a base runner here possibly, but these pitchers just are shutting down these lineups. That is a great spot on that inside corner right there.
Yeah, Michaela Smith is I've been impressed with the way she's worked so far in this one. She just really looks comfortable out there.
Yeah, and to throw that inside pitch for a strike with a 3-2 count. Now that's impressive, and confidence between your catcher or whoever's calling to hit that inside corner with a walk that's threatening with 3 balls.
There's that little slap play at the bat. Back to the top of the order now. And that would be number 7, Carson Decker, South Anchorage High School.
It's almost like slapping has been a whole nother position. Like when I go to describe my position, I feel like I say slapper. I like
And a routine play out here in left field. Number 13, Ace Ramirez hauls that one in. And that'll do it for Alaska Krush. And we head to the top of 5. Bottom of 5?
Bottom of 4, top of 5 for sure.
I've lost track. We're about halfway through the day, and I'm already
more coffee.
Delirious. So we'll take a break and look for some more coffee and be right back. Welcome back to USA Softball Oregon, coming to you from U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, Oregon. Our broadcast brought to you by TravelMedford.org. And we've decided we're in the bottom of the fourth. Alaska Krush in the field. And Foothill Gold up to bat and leading off for Gold. I believe that's Jenna Joyce, number 17, with the 1-2 count. Continuing the pitching duties for Alaska Krush is Rosemary Unger. Yeah, Alaska Krush had a little rough start in this game, giving up the first couple of runs, but Rosemary's really bared down since then and really kept pace with her opposition. Powers one past the batter for the strikeout. That was just a good power pitch. Throw the hard one up the middle and said, see if you can hit this.
And especially those balls when you're in that two-strike approach and mindset, that ball that is coming in high and you're like, I can get on top of that and at least get a ground, like something on the ground, right? And then it just is by you and it keeps going up and you're like, shoot, dug myself a hole. That rise ball is such a great compliment pitch.
Isra Rauf is our next hitter. She's from Folsom High School. She will graduate in 2023. Pops that one up out of play.
And I'm curious, when you start seeing these pitchers dominate, it's like which offense is going to make the adjustment first and who's going to start. Hitting is contagious. Once you get one going, then they all roll. And so it'll be interesting to see of who's able to make that adjustment, communicate to her team of how they can get around that pitcher. And then it is then up to that pitcher to have that pitch that she's been saving to last throughout that rest of the game.
Plays made at short. Number 32, Emily McCutcheon, makes the play at shortstop for the out.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like every game has its own learning curve of how you got to study the pitcher, figure out where her go-tos are, how she approaches slappers versus power hitters, lefties versus righties. And as long as you're communicating with your people, adjustments, whoever makes adjustments first is who's going to dominate a powerful pitcher like we're seeing right now.
Now we got Macy Needles coming off the bench. She's from Oakmont High School. She'll graduate in 2023. And the right-hander steps in.
So we got some Oakmont High School on our team. We have now a sophomore, Lauren Weinberg. She graduated from Oakmont High School right in that same area. Got some Oakmont blood with us.
Rosemary Unger looks like she just, as this game's progressing, she just is looking better and better. So Alaska Krush maybe has found their rhythm here on defense, but they're going to have to find some offense as they trail 3-0.
Yeah, we're looking at the scoreboard. We got about 23 minutes left, and in case you have just been tuning in and haven't been with us for the rest of today, we're not starting any new innings after the allotted time, so we have about 23 minutes left on this clock. So wherever we're at, based on that time, is how many innings we will play.
Yeah, they will not start another inning after that 1 hour and 20 minute mark, and we've already seen it come into play today with a bottom half of the inning coming up, but the home team was winning, so that game was over without the home team having to bat. because there was no time left to get to another inning. So a 2-out walk for Foothill Gold.
And it's interesting when you have a pitcher that's dealing. Sometimes you just have a walk and the defense can shake it off and just get the next one, but sometimes those can be the start to a total snowball. So to see how these young pitchers especially are reacting to those walks and how they attack the next batter as a fresh count is so important.
So runner down at first with 2 outs. And now the challenge of the left-handed hitter to see if I can figure out what number she's wearing.
See, those darn lefties.
Throw down to first, not in time. I believe that's Whit Montoya at the plate, but don't hold me to that until I can confirm it. It's the most lefties we've seen today. This is our 3rd game so far today, and this Foothill Gold team's got a handful of them.
Yeah. Our SOU softball team last year, I believe, we were cut about half and half that were lefties and righties. Now, not all of them were lefty slappers, but also lefty power hitters as well. But we were cut pretty down the middle. This year we have a couple more righties, as a couple of our seniors that were lefties have graduated. But I feel like growing up I was like one of the only lefties, and now I have lefty friends on the team, and I'm not the only one. So it's becoming more and more frequent, I guess. Maybe that's just me. Who knows?
What's that?
When someone's watching it and they say there's no sound. I don't know if there's a way you can double check.
And Alaska Krush able to get that last out, get out of this inning with no damage done. They'll try and chip into that 3-0 deficit when they come up in the top half of the 5th. And a leadoff single for Alaska Krush will get things going here in the top of the 5th. They trail 3-0, looking to, again, chip away at this lead. At the plate is... Oh, nice play in foul territory by the shortstop. Number 17, Jenna Joyce, makes the play.
don't know what it is, but I feel like when you're on deck and you see your teammate getting a hit and you're like, absolutely, I can do that. And you just can see the spirits of that next batter coming up. And they just have a new sense of confidence of, I can hit this girl. And then obviously learning from previous at-bats and doing all those things and making those adjustments. And maybe we'll see that from this Alaska Krush team here in this inning to shorten that lead here.
And I believe that's Malia Oji at the plate, if I'm reading that number right. Should be number 15, the right-handed hitter.
Great catch by a great block by the catcher back there, holding that runner at first. And we've talked a little bit about how important it is to keep that runner out of scoring position for this Gold defense, to need to string along a couple hits in order to score a run.
Gets that one off the handle, and second baseman going out to make the play. Maddie Stevens with the play at second. And now 2 outs. Still plenty of time, though, to get another inning in if they can't get a rally going here. But Alaska Krush needs to get a rally going. But it's been tough going. This Foothill Gold team has been solid in the field. We get timeout called. A little discussion. Everybody into the circle.
They're all COVID spread out, so that's exciting. That is the weirdest part of all of this, is like the lack of huddles. I don't think sports teams were very aware of how close we would get to each other until we were told not to. And we're like, oh, that is kind of close, huh? In all the different huddles and things that we do. But
so our next hitter will be number 27, Rosemary Unger, the Krush pitcher. Comes up here with runner on and 2 outs.
And there is something that I miss about travel ball and pitchers being able to get it done at the plate as well as in the circle. I feel like once you get into college, it's so hard to keep hitting when pitching just kind of becomes your craft in your whole life. And we see a lot more POs, or pitchers only, that are literally just focusing on their craft of pitching. And seeing competitive girls still hitting away and swinging with power and being able to get it done for themselves is so fun to watch.
Yeah, even though I grew up as in baseball, I grew up as a fan of an American League team. I really prefer the National League game because I like when pitchers hit, and it's just it's a whole different dynamic.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and some people, the pitchers, a lot of times they're just up there taking and whatever. But there's been a few pitchers. You know, I'm sure it's that way in softball too. In baseball, you know, you've got the Madison Bumgarners of the world.
I was gonna say, if you're a Dodgers fan, close your ears for a second, because I got him. Well, he's with the Diamondbacks now, but I'm still forever a Madison Bumgarner fan. So
yeah, well, I grew up an Oakland A's fan, so I was the Giants weren't my team, but I mean, I can respect a guy like that can pitch as well as he does, and then he's a great hitter on top of it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, then if you look into like the U.S. Olympic team and things like that, Rachel Garcia and studs like that are just straight out of UCLA. Gosh, she is like their 3-4 hitter and a dominating pitcher.
Yeah.
Powerhouses like that are just so fun to watch. Just missing on the outside for that walk there. We got some base runners on.
Is it just me, or do the pitchers have the best eye?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and catchers.
Yes, catchers for sure. Well, catcher's the best player on the field as far as I'm concerned anyhow. So
definitely the beast of the field for sure. I just feel like there's a whole nother science to reading spins and how much a ball's going to cut. And I'm not a catcher, but shoot, I respect catchers so much.
That was my favorite position. My second year playing Little League, I had a coach that said, hey, we need a backup catcher. You want to learn how to catch? And I was just dumb enough to say yes. And
well, our team, we have our All-American catcher is a lefty. That's like unheard of, but she absolutely mashes. She comes from College of San Mateo, and she is amazing. Lefty catcher. I feel like all the umpires like point her out and are like, what the heck?
Yeah, you don't see a lot of them, but the ones that have been there are usually pretty darn good.
Yeah, 100%.
So our next hitter, number 8, Emily Ogilvie Fiaco, West Anchorage High School. She will graduate this year, and the runners will advance on the wild pitch.
Yeah, now we got some pressure on us. We might be looking at a 2-out rally here.
Yeah, and this is exactly what Krush needed. They may get one more at bat, but they need to cut into this 3-0 lead right here.
Yeah.
And they've got a great opportunity. The runners the advantage with 2 outs is the runners will go on contact.
Yeah.
So you can get 2 runs home here with any ball that's in play. Obviously, it has to be a hit with 2 outs, but
yeah, and just by the looks of it, it looks like we've got some good runners on that are ready to go. 2 outs, like you said, they're ready to score. It's a great spot right there.
Yeah, that's a good point, Abby. When you're a runner out on base like this and you know you're in a situation, your team's trailing, there's 2 outs, you're anxious. You want to that's your job for the moment is to be base runner, and you really want to be on top of the play.
Especially right there, that no hesitation, taking off, ready to score. That was a great read by that runner on third right there.
They're going to call interference on that play. That run scored before she was hit with that ball, so I don't know if that run, I'm assuming the run counts and then the out is made for interference. I'll be honest, I don't know. Maybe you know, Abby. Do you have to get out of the way? Do you just stay in the box?
Well, the from what I'm understanding is the batter's box is supposed to be your safe place so that you can kind of stay out of the way. But then again, I'm a lefty, so I've never really been in that situation to where I'm in the way. So I'm not sure if they're going to call that. We're going to wait for that official home field of our scorekeepers that are behind the plate from the umpires.
So the scorekeeper has taken the run off of the board. They had put it up initially, and now it's off. And I would question that because I think that run came across before the interference call, but maybe it doesn't matter. I would be honest, I don't know the rule on that, and I don't think Mike in the truck is with us today, so I won't get a clarification on that. But as it stands, that run apparently has been taken off the board, and so we will head to the bottom half of the 5th with Foothill Gold still leading and coming to bat, and it's 3-0. Today's action is sponsored by TravelMedford.org in the heart of beautiful Southern Oregon, where outdoor adventures abound. Crater Lake, the Rogue River, Mount Ashland, and miles of hiking and biking trails are just the start. You can learn more at TravelMedford.org. Bottom half of the fifth. And at the plate for Foothill Gold is number 13. And that is Alessandra Ramirez out of Lincoln High School. She will graduate in 2023.
Also, we just got official word back from our home plate umpires, scorekeepers, and all of that the official ruling was an interference on the batter due to when the ball went back to the backstop. The batter was not in the batter's box, so it was technically interference, which inhibited, or the umpire decided that it was stopping the catcher from making the out. So
yeah, and I'd be curious, like we talked about before the break, was it a? I'm guessing it doesn't matter where the runner is. If there's an interference play, then the out is called. Because really it looked to me like that runner was there so quickly, the throw hadn't even been made yet, but it may not matter.
Yeah.
And I'll be curious to see if I can find that out later, but we won't know that for sure. But either way, that was good work, Abby, getting that clarification for us.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a lefty, so I don't really run into that problem too much.
So the leadoff hitter gets on here for Foothill Gold. Oh, and we do have a new pitcher for Alaska Krush. And that is Brenna Flannery. So Brenna Flannery is out of Demond High School, Anchorage, Alaska. She will graduate in 2022, so a junior.
Yeah, it looks like it should be Diamond without an A, but there's 3 or 4 of them that are from that high school, and that is not a typo. So
no, it's not. And up to bat number 21, Zoe Edwards out of Elk Grove High School. She will graduate in 2023.
Yeah, so looking at the bottom of the fifth, we're getting here at that time crunch. We got about 4.5-ish minutes. And if this Gold team can play and have this half of the inning extend for those 4.5 minutes, we might not be getting into another inning. So we'll see how this all plays out, if we can squeeze in another inning here in this game.
Yeah, they're going to need to get these outs quick. Nobody out right now, and they're going to need to. It's be a good time for a double play ball. And there it is. I'm really sorry, Foothill Gold. Oh, they don't quite turn it at first, but I apologize. I don't like to talk things into action like that, but that was a double play ball, and they just couldn't quite turn it, but they get the first out and get the lead runner.
Well, all 3 of us back here have cut the word R-A-I-N out of our vocabulary just to keep it away. Maybe spelling it will bring it back, but speaking it did not go well for either of us. So.
Well, you will be sent out of the tent if it comes back now.
I will be replaced.
Our next hitter is number 2, and that would be Ava Doyle, Granite Bay High School. She is a freshman, class of 2024. These coaches try and get as much exposure for these players, and you've seen different ways of doing it. Some games we've seen early substitutions, and other games they save it till toward the end. And we've seen both in this game. We've seen some early ones and now some late ones.
Well, and I'm curious on the coaching strategy because of the fact that you want to win, so you want to have a lineup that's going to get you that win to get into the higher pools for tomorrow, being that is probably where coaches potentially could be. So I would be really curious on the thought process of the starting lineups, substitutions, and all these sorts of things.
So Zoe Edwards, the runner at second. The hitter is Ava Doyle. 1 out here in the 5th. That one down the line, and that'll be foul.
And even though that's a foul ball right there, that is some great contact 0-2. So seeing this battle out of this batter right here is awesome, and not to get too much in her head of, I have a runner on second and who knows what she's going to throw me. Just keeping it simple and just putting the ball in play.
Yeah, and I don't know how deep into the strategy you would get in a situation like this, but I'd be curious if you don't see that clock ticking down, you walk that batter to set up the force, because about your only hope right here would be a double play, and
absolutely.
And you're not in a position for one right now.
Yeah, and that's interesting too, because we did have an 0-2 count there for a second, and she was just fouling some pitches off, which is a great battle by Ava Doyle here at up to bat.
And that takes us back to what you were talking about, that balance between trying to get into the good part of the bracket tomorrow and trying to get all your players, you know, some exposure on these.
Absolutely. But
it's going to probably be a moot point here in a minute because they're not going to get this inning done in time. So this inning is probably going to do it. It's just a matter of what the score is going to be, because they'll finish the inning before they call this.
Well, this is the bottom of the fifth, so I don't believe that the Alaska Krush would get another at-bat.
No, that's what I mean. They'll finish this inning even though the home team is going to be the winner.
Gotcha.
It's not official until they actually finish the inning, but they won't be able to, like you said, they won't be able to start the next inning.
Yeah.
So looks like that Foothill North or Foothill Gold is going to win this one. It's just a matter of what the final score is going to be as this inning wraps up.
Yeah, and Ava Doyle right here is just battling. This has been a really long at bat, great quality at bat, making this pitcher throw a lot of pitches and seeing all of her stuff, which is awesome on both sides. If we have any college coaches over there watching the battle on both sides of the pitcher side and the batter. Great discipline taking that up pitch, especially in defense mode when you just want to foul everything off.
And that ends the inning, but I believe we'll keep an eye on it here. I believe that's also going to end the game. Yeah, excuse me, there was still only one out, so they just called it here. And they give the COVID salute.
I love it.
Used to the teams walking across and shaking hands or whatever else, but instead it's the wave from the other side of the field.
Yeah.
So they call this one before the inning ends, so they prove me wrong again, which is not unusual. So our final score from our third game, this game out of Pool F, Alaska Krush loses this one to Foothill Gold, a final of 3-0. So for my cameraman, Joseph Brett, and my color announcer, Abby Lewis from SOU Softball, I'm Jeff Smith, and you've been listening to USA Softball Oregon on Table Rock Sports.